Time to set our sails once more. We left Izzy and Pip right when they were kidnapped, kinda ruining their experience of the sparkling sea. Izzy is still optimistic, but Pip doesn't seem to share that. Izzy tries to get them out with her magic, but the knots are too tight. Pip is upset. She could have done so many content things if she didn't need to do her royal duties. When suddenly, the knots open, and outside, they get greeted with a shocking present. Back in Zephyr Heights, Zip tries to figure out the secret of creeping Jenny we heard about last issue, when her mother walks in, worried because Zip hasn't been taking care of herself. At least Pip shot her a message to let them know that they are safe, but from an unknown number. It's suspicious, but Haven just puts it off as her phone getting wet. Zip isn't completely convinced. There are too many loose ends, so she has to take things into her own hooves. Under the sea, two sea ponies have found a box full of galloping ghost novels. The older sister, seemingly Queen Calla Lily, is worried. The place where the younger one, Anemone, found them is dangerous. You can find remnants from fallen kingdoms there. Kingdoms destroyed by the trench ponies, who are the subject of the Creeping Jenny books. But Anemone is as suspicious as Izzy. They were good for the first 3 books. Now, suddenly they become vicious? Calla reminds her of their mother's stories, in which the trench ponies always have been the bad guys, unhappy with their situations, and as retaliation, stole the anchors of the 7 seas, destroying the kingdoms in the process. These anchors were the coral crown of the Great Inland Sea, the Sea Dragon scale from Sea Dragon Rift, the Moon Pearl from the Lunar Ocean, the Agatha Geode from the Celestia Ocean, the Sand Dollar from the Sea of Clouds, and the only one they couldn't get, the Starfish Sea Glass from the Sparkling Sea. That is still the case. Only the trench ponies and Sparkling Sea artifacts are left, until someone can reclaim them and reunite the 7 kingdoms. This is Anemone's dream, to expand their horizons, but that is low priority right now. The kidnapped princess is more important. They're lucky they found out about it, given that they were a week earlier than expected, likely because the invite got intercepted and changed. They need time to figure out things before people realize that they don't have things under control. So much is wrong, even something with their magic. Their ersatz enchantment that she isn't even supposed to use, but it's how she has been keeping up control. There seems to be a lot of trouble, especially now that she lied overall to avoid an international conflict. She insists that everything will be fine, when suddenly they get word of another princess appearing. Zip is at the Sea Pony Express, trying to find her sister. But they don't let her onto the train, even telling her that swimming would take too long to keep her away. This gets refuted when Anemone crashes down. She used the currents to travel fast. At least she tries to do some damage control, making excuses for not getting Zip to Pip. It seems to work and Zip comes down, even asking for a little tour, now that she's already there. Meanwhile, Pip is overwhelmed by a dark-looking sea pony. Pip thinks she's gonna get hurt, but he laughs at the suggestion. That's not their plan, even if the pony napping and dark-sounding voice suggest otherwise. But that problem gets removed pretty fast when he clears his skills and suddenly sounds normal to introduce everyone. He's the leader of the group, Captain Starboard, the proudest part of planks in the 7 seas, which Izzy knows for some reason. It's his introduction in the Galloping Ghost books. This makes her recognize them as the trench ponies. Izzy's starstruck, but Pip isn't having it. She still wants to know why they got kidnapped, and the reason for that is revenge. Zip is seasick from riding the currents, but arrived in the gorgeous Pearlscape Park, a paradise for packer crabs and a place to grow food, like butterscotch bonnets, a kind of pepper that for some reason tastes sandy. In that moment, the queen appears, greeting the princess. This makes Zip suspicious again. Why is neither of the princesses with her sister? What's going on? Calla Lily caves in, letting her know that the kingdom is in trouble, and Pip was supposed to help with that. She wanted to form an alliance to ensure the safety of her world. She tells her about the anchors and how the removal drained the other regions, similar to the Unity Crystal's purpose. That's what she learned about. She thought the crystals could help keeping both land and sea safe, before the sea gets out of control and consumes all. Zip understands and wants to help her new friend. Pip on the other hoof is talking to the trench ponies, who want her to use her reach and influence to warn everyone about what's going on in the sea, to make sure both sea and land stay safe. I'm just baffled by this development, and can't even really tell who is the bad guy here. The sea pony royalty seems incredibly suspicious, especially the queen. I feel like they aren't telling us everything. Meanwhile, the trench ponies have barely told us anything of their side of the story. This is a contrived undersea mystery that we will explore more in future issues. But the lore additions in general are interesting too. The anchors of the Seven Seas, who were taken by supposedly the trench ponies. But they, at least for now, didn't seem to have them either. Magical artifacts keeping balance are nothing new, but one for each of the Seven Seas is interesting to see still. Especially because it gives us the names for the different oceans. I listed them alongside the artifacts earlier. It gives us a lot of room to theorize which region which events happen in, like G4. My guess is that sequestriers in the Lunar Ocean, who had the Moon Pearl, which seems to me like it could be the Pearl of Transformation. But that doesn't quite hold up, because that pearl was shattered and shared between all sea ponies in that region. Though it's a magical artifact, who knows, it might have been restored. That works especially well since we are familiar with the Lunar Ocean, from the map most people refer to when thinking about the most coherent map of Equestria. That map also has the Celestial Sea, which could be equivalent to the mentioned Celestia Ocean. This is giving us so much more info on the seas of Equestria that we have been lacking before. We also get to know more characters, the trench ponies and the sea pony royalty, and I'm looking forward to seeing them again. This is all way more than I could have imagined, but what do you think? Are those the same Lunar Ocean and Celestia Ocean? Who do you trust more, the royals or the trench ponies? Side note before the end, I know we got more Kentucky roller derby issues, and I will cover them when I get the time. But for now, let me know your thoughts on this one. Join my Discord if you want to discuss some more. Thanks to my supporters, especially to Maverick. And until next time for the Bonnie Spoony fellas, and bye.